Hey, RADFLIKINC back, and it is now day 10 for the 30-day horror challenge. And today's topic is a horror movie that everyone loves, but you don't. I had to think about this for a little while. A lot of movies that I buy, I love. I don't just buy them if I like them. I buy them if I love them, to watch them over and over again. So the movie that I chose for this theme, I don't even own. I might buy it in the future, just to give it a review and watch it again, but all I could say is that when I first saw this movie, well, people might hate me for my choice, but keep in mind that the theme is a movie that everybody loves and you don't. So I don't love this movie, I don't hate it, but I don't love it, and it's the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974. And I don't have nothing to hold up, like I said, because I don't own the movie, but I'm just going to hold this up. This is the remake. This is the first remake. But what I'm talking about is the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The reason I didn't love that movie was mainly just because I felt like they could have done so much more. Tobe Hooper created good characters and created a good, original idea, even though he, plucked at his, history with, I think he got like a little bit of Ed Gein, the ghoul of whatever, from Wichita, Kansas, or wherever he's from. But anyway, he created a good character, and the movie obviously did very well. There were sequels, that never really did as well as the original, but they made sequels, and then now they made the remakes. But I don't know, man. I never saw the movie for a long time. I'm, not very old at all, so of course I didn't see it when it first came out. But I never saw the movie for a while. I never met anybody that owned it. For some reason, I just never got around to renting it. So I actually saw the first two remakes before ever seeing the full Texas Chainsaw Massacre original from '74. And then when I saw it, I was just really let down. I was thinking, wow, that it was, to me, it seemed very watered down. I'm thinking now maybe I saw like a watered down cut of the movie, but it just didn't seem that like it didn't deliver. Like my expectations were way up here after seeing the two remakes, and hearing about how many people love the movie, and what it did, the impact it made when it first came out, and it shocked audiences and stuff like that. But it just didn't deliver for me, And I know a lot of people love that movie, and they're probably some people are gonna hate me for saying this, but I thought it could have been way better. And it came out before Halloween, the original Halloween. And Halloween was a movie that really struck a chord with audiences and did very well, and was a very scary horror movie because it was real. Like they said, the killer, was just a regular guy, and he was going into the suburbs, and killing these babysitters and other people, so it was very scary. But even though it's supposed to be a very scary horror movie, there's really not a single drop of blood in that movie, and they get away with it. But if you think about the title, Halloween, that movie doesn't really scream gore. But then when you hear about a movie called the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, your mind's already thinking, holy crap, this movie's going to be, very gory. Let me get ready for this. And then when you see the original, there's really no gore whatsoever. And I don't really know why he chose to do that. I don't know if he was going for that and decided, let me make a more, psychological horror, some more psychological piece. And, the environment and the atmosphere they create is very scary. If you place yourself in that position, it would be very scary to be stranded and nobody knows you're there, and you've been abducted by this family, and, they're nasty, they're sick people, and they want to torture you and do crazy stuff, and it would be horrible. But the physical horror, it's just not really there. It's just like there's only a few kills, and then when the kills happen, they cut away every time. They don't show anything, and the acting was very bad, and the dialogue was very bad, and those don't usually have to be those aspects don't usually stand out in most horror movies. But I feel like when that doesn't happen, then you're just waiting for the kills. And then when the kills come in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it was just more disappointed. So I finished the whole thing, I watched it all the way through, and at the end I was very disappointed. So I didn't love that movie. I could say I like it, I guess, just for what it did and what it sparked and what it stands for and stuff like that. And I love Tobe Hooper, and his follow-up work was very good. But that movie just very much disappointed me, so I don't love that movie. I think if he could have just took a little bit more money, even though it was a very small budget independent film, I wish he could have took a little bit more money and invested into some more practical effects, or get a real, special effects team to come on. And they could have done a couple good kills, and the movie would have done very well. I don't really know why he chose to go that route, but he did, and at least for me, I was disappointed. So for day 10 of the 30-day horror challenge, a movie that mostly everybody that I hear loves and I don't would be the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974. So.